What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Guler channel, a channel 100% dedicated to the Arsenal. And the big news for Arsenal fans today, we've all known it was coming, really. We might have had a bit of squeaky bum time in the last couple of days. But Declan Rice is confirmed. We're waiting for him to do a medical, which he's going to pass. This is a player who has only missed one game in the last 4 years. And also, today it was announced that Ajax and Arsenal have come to an agreement over the fee for Jurrien Timber. No big surprises, but fantastic to know that they should both complete medicals either end of this week or early next week. And we should get that fantastic moment where you see them holding up the shirt. Personally, for me, it's when they first play in the shirt. And they may both be available for the game away to Nuremberg, although that's a little bit unlikely. But certainly for the US trip, which I'm really looking forward to and is not long now. So good news for Arsenal fans. We got the players we wanted and it is going through. Now, the news for today, because I don't really think of that as news, but I want to say a massive well done to Emile Smith Rowe. Finally got a start in England under-21s in their semi-final against Israel. Assisted for the second goal. I thought he looked outstanding. Maybe not involved by the other players as much, but England with a really comfortable 3-0 victory over Israel that takes them to the final. Spain are currently 1-1 with Ukraine in the other semi-final, so not sure who they're going to match up against, but I'm going to head off and watch that as soon as I finish this video. So just a wonderful bit of skill from him. And look, I'm not sure if he was shooting or passing, but it was a great assist and we'll take it. I actually, on the Facebook, I said, mark my words, he will score. And he so nearly did and had a shot off the post as well. England march on to the final. Really looking forward to that against either Ukraine or Spain. And as I said, we'll find out in a little while. So I'm going to take a quick look at other news from today. Some of it relates to us, some of it doesn't. Obliquely, the signing, I did a video on Saturday about a teenage sensation we could be signing that we've been very strongly linked with. But as I said on Saturday, look, Real Madrid and Barcelona both went heavily in for him. Deco, the sporting director of Barcelona, had talked to his dad. They felt really confident at Barcelona, and then in swoops a contingent led by Roberto Carlos. And, well, Real Madrid have now agreed the signing of Arda Guler from Fenerbahce. He's going straight to Real Madrid. In the Barcelona transfer, it would have given him an extra year at Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce are a bit gutted about it. But this is an 18-year-old player with the world at his feet. It'd be really exciting to see what happens for him. And it's really interesting to me anyway to pick Real Madrid. I think this is one of the problems that people didn't see with Declan Rice and Man City is it's all very well saying you get to work with Pep Guardiola or Carlo Ancelotti, but if they're not going to be around, then, you know, you're signing a 4 or 5 year contract and you don't know who you're going to be playing for. And that could be a real problem. It doesn't seem to have put Arda Guler off. And look, whoever manages at Real Madrid is going to be a great manager. But it is apparently going to be Carlo Ancelotti for an extra year. He will be taking over the Brazil job, but not this season. He will leave in 2024. So one more season of Carlo Ancelotti at Real Madrid to have another crack at the Champions League. Take that title away from Barcelona. And then it's on to the Brazil team. So that's the Real Madrid management position kind of locked down for another year. I know that that was a destination that was sort of in the background when people like Julian Nagelsmann are thinking about their next move. They always have that in the back of their head. Luis Enrique also, however, he has today signed for PSG. Now, I want to spend a little moment on this one because this one absolutely fries my brain. Luis Enrique came to London and interviewed with Daniel Levy for the Spurs job. If you want clearer proof that Daniel Levy does not want what's best for Tottenham, this surely must be it. To lots of reports, Luis Enrique was really upset he didn't get offered the job. Now, he is famously not easy to work with. He won't suffer fools and he's a disciplinarian and he plays only attacking football. But he is one of only 6 men ever to win the treble. You know, when you look at it, obviously Alex Ferguson won the first one, then Pep Guardiola, he's now on 2. Jose Mourinho, Jupp Heynckes, Hansi Flick and Luis Enrique are the only men ever to win a treble. But apparently that doesn't qualify you to manage at Spurs, and they've gone instead with the guy from Celtic. He has, though, apparently been deemed good enough to manage at PSG. It's typically not a long-term appointment, but I actually think that this one is the right appointment for a PSG team that have kind of lost their way a little bit. There's so much going on there at the moment. So I want to look into PSG a little bit. Now, first and foremost, Luis Enrique will be linking up again with Neymar. And a lot of people are saying, look, if anyone can get the best out of Neymar, it's attack-minded Luis Enrique. They've worked together during the treble season, and there is hope there that someone can get the old Neymar out. But he's 31 now. He's had his injuries, and it's not clear whether they're going to insist that he stays or insist that he goes. So it's not necessarily true that Luis Enrique and Neymar are going to rebuild that relationship. But the big one, the one that we've been talking about for a little while now, is that there is this stalemate at PSG. They have told Mbappe that if he doesn't trigger the one-year contract extension to 2025, then he has to be sold. And he has to be sold no later than September, the transfer window. And this is because for financial fair play regulations, Paris Saint-Germain cannot afford to let Mbappe leave on a free. I mean, the amounts of money that we're talking about, he was signed for 180 million. They're going to want something for him. But it's a stalemate. Mbappe doesn't have to go. He's contracted till 2024. If there isn't a team out there that he wants to go to, this is going to be really tough. This is a saga that's going to drag on and on and on and could be ruinous. And if you're Luis Enrique taking over a new club and you don't know whether Mbappe's staying or going, really difficult time. Obviously, Messi's gone to Inter Miami, so he won't be there. But if Mbappe stays, if Neymar stays, and the front three will be augmented by Asensio, who went there on a free transfer. Now, Asensio is a player that I'd quite like to have seen at Arsenal, but he has chosen PSG, as has Skriniar, the former Inter Milan captain and centre-back. He will form a formidable centre-back partnership with Marquinhos. There are good players there. They are unlikely, I think, to really challenge for the Champions League unless they miraculously sort out the Mbappe issue and the Neymar issue. And I really hope that Luis Enrique gets not, the 14 months, 2 years that a Paris Saint-Germain manager can usually expect, but he gets slightly longer. And I personally think that this might be one of the most ridiculous things Daniel Levy's ever done in not wanting to work with Luis Enrique. Of course, Luis Enrique has had a tough few years, personal tragedy, and the Spain job not going necessarily to plan, but I think quite understandably. Back in a club setting where he gets full control, where he gets to play the attacking football that he demands to play, and with the resources of Paris Saint-Germain, if they are prepared to give him the time, then I think this is going to be an outstanding appointment. And it would and should have been an outstanding appointment for Tottenham, but I have to say, Mr. Levy, you really are something else. And I'm going to leave it on a feel-good note. Actually, that made me feel really good. But the feel-good story for me, this one is just on a day where Mason Mount's getting criticised for doing his overly dramatic to camera. I know Chelsea fans are going to be sorry to see me go and I've won Player of the Year. I mean, look, if you're going to leave a club, just piss off. Don't do the whole video. Don't just even the text versions of this are kind of odious. If you're getting dumped by somebody, you don't really want them to do it on a video, and you certainly don't want them to do it in a video that they clearly did a couple of weeks ago. I mean, the hair colour in the video should at least match the hair colour on the day you posted it. It's hilarious for me to see somebody dumping Chelsea. I don't like them. But the feel-good story for me isn't a nasty one. It's a really positive, happy one. Now, 20-year-old Yunus Musa, who was at Hale End from 2012 to 2019, went to Valencia, has been really successful there. He plays in the midfield. He's kind of right-sided midfield. There has been speculation that Fulham, AC Milan and Chelsea are in for him, and the fee's supposed to be out £17 million. But he turned up for pre-season training, not actual pre-season training, but he's in fitness, and he was wearing an Arsenal kit. And I just thought that was an absolutely lovely story to end on, because everyone's reporting it as is this a veiled come get me plea to Mikel Arteta and Gaspar. We are looking for midfielders. He's not really he doesn't typically play in a position that we would be looking for midfield. He's not that sort of defensive midfielder. But how sweet would that be if you just thought, if you wake up, you're embroiled, you've got an agent, you've got millions of pounds worth of deals going on around you, and you think, I really want to go to Arsenal. Once you're Arsenal, you're always Arsenal. There are some players we're going to talk about in the coming days, Serge Gnabry and other players who might be out there that could come back to Arsenal. Whenever I post about players coming back, though, it's amazing to me. Like, obviously, Alexis Sanchez was roundly told no by Arteta when he phoned him, apparently directly. Oxlade-Chamberlain, there's no great feeling that he should come back. I asked about Iwobi last season. There was a chance he might come. Seems like we've moved on. We've clearly moved on. Have we moved on too far for Yunus Musa to get in just by wearing an Arsenal kit? I wish more players did this sort of thing. It's been a happy day all round. Looking forward to your thoughts and opinions. Please do drop a comment down below. And thank you so much to subscribers. You make it all worthwhile. And if you're not one yet, join in. Everyone else is doing it. Anyway, until I speak to you again, be lucky. Lots of love.